Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Doomlings by Justice and Andrew Myers.
We already did a preview and a playthrough video of a prototype version of Doomlings for their Kickstarter last year, as it was on Kickstarter, and now it has been fulfilled. And we have received a final production copy of the game from the Kickstarter. And so if you want to check out either one of those videos, you can click the eye in the top right corner and it'll show you those two videos, and including the rules portion in the preview video, as we're not going to discuss the rules for this game in this video. We've already talked about it in the preview video, so you can check it out there if you'd like to. But we're really just going to show you what comes in the Kickstarter edition of this game and talk to you about what we think about this game, as well as our pros and cons and our ratings on it. So we'll take an overhead look and show you some of the components here. You do get a ton of age cards, and these are the cards that you are going to be putting in your trait deck that have different things that shake up each round, such as playing the effect of the previous age, playing the age in reverse player order, first player last and last player first, the Messiah. Age of Peace, ignoring all trait actions. So again, these are just going to be lots of different cards that shake up what happens for each round, changes the game up, and you can see how many of them you get here. You're not going to play with even a fraction of these each time you play. You're only going to play with a few of them, so each game you play is going to be incredibly different. And you have the catastrophes, and so you are going to be playing with the regular age cards, and then you're going to have some catastrophes that really shake the game up, and when you've had a number of these come out, then it's going to signal the end of the game. So these are kind of the different stages of the game and what they're going to do for you. So you're going to lose gene pool, which, if you'll recall, your gene pool is how many cards you get to take into your hand. Discard half your hand rounded up because of a solar flare. If it was the World's End, -1 for every purple trait in your trait pile. So depending on what card comes out changes how many points you might score at the end of the game. So this can really shake things up, makes games feel completely different each time. And as you can see, you get a ton of these as well in this game. So there's tons of replayability, which was one of the big pluses that I mentioned, that we both mentioned in our preview video, why we really liked this one when we did the Kickstarter for them. Because every game feels completely different. You can play this a million times and they're all gonna feel different. Sam, why don't you put out there the trait cards here, this giant stack of trait cards. Yeah, just go ahead and push it out here.
This is even in half.
Yeah, you get a ton of these. These are the cards that you're going to be playing from your hand, trying to get points for yourself, such as Flatulence. I'm glad this one came up here. Flatulence. What's that say there? 5-alarm chili, fire in the hole. 3 points there. That's all it's for. It's a fart card. Why not? You've got your dominant trait cards. That's the ones with the yellow border around them. They're a bit more special. They're a bit more powerful, such as Camouflage, which is going to increase your gene pool, giving you +1 for each card in your hand. That's pretty cool. Gives you 2 points at the end of the game. What do you see there, Sam?
Persuasive. You get everybody to discard the same color of all the cards of one color from their hand, including yourself.
That's a pretty powerful card.
Yeah. Apex Predator, +4 if you have more traits in your trait pile than the other opponents. Ties do not count. I mean, there's a lot. Echolocation, until World's End, draw 1 card at the start of each of your turns.
I mean, you can see just how many cards here. In fact, the back of the box says there's 263 cards. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of replayability. We even got some hologram cards in the Kickstarter edition here. Ours came with 8. I don't know if that's standard, if all copies come with 8. Ours came with 8, but here's the ones that we got. Tube Feet. Play 1 trait from the discard pile, ignore its action, then discard 1 trait from your trait pile, gives you two points. Beauty. Return 1 trait to your hand, then play another trait. Ignore its action. 2 points. Juicy, swap 2 traits between any 2 trait piles. 2 points. Viral, at World's End, choose a color. Opponents receive -1 for each trait of that color in their trait pile. 2 points. That's a pretty cool one. Pride, discard your hand and draw 4 cards. Do not stabilize. 2 points. Stabilizing was just drawing back up to your gene pool size at the end of your turn. Sentience, at World's End, choose a color, +1 for all traits of that color in your trait pile. 2 points. Very nice card. Bones, take 2 cards from the discard pile and add them to your hand. 2 points. And Rainbow, what is that? Scuts. Choose a color. Opponents must move 1 positive value trait of that color from their trait pile to yours. Pretty cool cards there. And they look really cool. And with that, I do want to mention that the component quality of the cards is pretty high. Yeah. These are linen finished, and they are very nicely produced cards. For as many cards as you get in this game, it's really nice that they're high quality and they're going to last you some time. So very nice there. You do have your player aids, and you do have your gene pool cards there. So everything is really good with this. We also received the Meaning of Life expansion, which this is something that you can just add to the game. You're going to get dealt 2 of these, and these are like secret missions that you're going to be trying to, or secret objectives that you're going to try to fulfill. +12 if you have the fewest points before Meaning of Life bonuses at the end of the game. If you have the fewest points, you get 12 right there. +3 if you have 3 to 5 traits with actions in your trait pile. +6 if you have 6 or more. That's the Tigress. So you get the idea with these, and that's just an extra thing you can add to this game, which is going to beef up the replayability all the more with it. So there you have it. That's the gist. Inside of the box here, I do want to show you real quick. The rule book is not huge. It's not a long rule book. This game is very easy to understand. You can watch the video to learn how to play. But also inside of our box, we received these little foam core pieces to kind of separate the cards, which is pretty nice. I don't know if that comes standard in all editions or just the Kickstarter edition, but it's pretty nice that it was in there. So there you have it. Now let's talk about our thoughts on this game. We already mentioned everything that we really enjoyed about it in the preview video, which again, you can go back and check and see our thoughts on it. But really kind of what we summarized in that video was just that this is a game that is a solid experience. You can play it with just about anybody. Yeah. We played it with our kiddo at the time, who was 8 in that video. He's 10 now. That's crazy to think about. So you can play this with kids. He was
almost 9.
He was almost 9. 10, yeah. So. And so it's a simple enough game to play with the whole family. It's one that's going to get people laughing and energetic because the cards are funny and they do different things. Yeah. But at the same time, it was one that you can definitely play with your gaming friends, your adult friends. Solid gaming experience. You liked it too, right?
Yeah, I really liked it. It's really easy to play. It's funny. It's enjoyable. I really liked this game.
Yeah. Doesn't take too long, but it's a good sweet spot because we talked about how you can definitely use it as an icebreaker if you want to play it right before you play something bigger or heavier, or it can kind of be the game that you play that night, as you can play it and then play it again if you want to. It's quick, easy to set up, and it changes each time you play it, so it's really nice to have that. It was one that you recommended playing with non-gamers, right?
Yeah, I think this is a great for mixed company or just for non-gamers, or like Lance said, for gamers. I really think it's one of those games that is good for all varieties of gamers.
Yeah, for sure. We're already kind of talking about our pros with this one, so let's go with this further. Anything else that you really liked about it?
I mean, as a card game, you usually don't have this much replayability and versatility. Most card games aren't going to be the star of the night, and this one could be. I think I said that in our preview, but it still stands for sure. It's one of those games, one of those few card games that can really stand on its own. Yeah,
for sure. One thing that I really enjoy for this game is the production quality. This is a high quality box. It's shiny. I mean, check that out. Foil on it is awesome. The lore with this game is really kind of cool because they've done a lot of things like there's a QR code in the middle of the top of the box. I'm not even sure what that goes to. I haven't checked that out yet. I just noticed it right as we were setting this up. And the cards, we've already talked about the artwork. Yeah, these hologram
Those
cards
fun to play with.
yeah, they're really cool. So I almost don't want to include them in the game. I don't want to get them all scratched up or whatever. I should get some sleeves, although you're going to need a lot of sleeves for this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the high class production on this one is really to be applauded for the work that they've done with this one. So any cons with this one?
I mean, I don't think so.
No?
No, not that comes off the top of my head. I think it's pretty straightforward. It's a good game. I mean, yeah, I don't think I have any cons.
All right, well, there you go. That's great. So let's get into our score for this one. Scale of 1 to 10, love to hate. Where does Doomlings fall for you?
I think this is a great game, and I would probably put it about a 7.2.
Okay, solid score, 7.2. I'm right there with you, Sam. I'm in the same ballpark. I'm going to rate this a 7.1. It really hits the 7 range for me because it's a game that I will absolutely enjoy to play. I'll break it out anytime it's asked to be played with. And for a straight card game without any other components, that speaks pretty highly of it because most card games don't have enough of a meatier gamey experience for me to be like, yeah, you know, let's play that. Most of the time I'm like, okay, I guess. But not with this one. This one is a definite success. And for it to be a 7.1 from me as a card game is pretty high for it, quite honestly. So that's our thoughts on Doomlings. We definitely recommend it. And we liked it during the preview before the game existed. And now that it's out, we like it even more. So go check it out. We put a link down in below the description down below if you want to check it out on not Kickstarter, on BGG. So go check that out. Leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
We are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.